They were. Good Tuesday morning. Welcome to the pod here live at 9 a.m. or on demand on the Rochester First streaming app. He's James. I'm Brennan with you here getting my day straight. It is Tuesday the 16th. So I got that right. How things going? Good?
Yes. Pretty smooth in the weather department. Not too many issues there. Humming along. Kids did preschool yesterday, first day for both kids. Mason kind of in his last day of last year of pre-K, and then my daughter just turned 2, so she's in they call it twos.
Yeah,
and that's very little, but boy, they were crabby yesterday afternoon.
How long is this? 4-hour days? How long?
2 hour days.
2 hours days.
It's literally 9 to 11.
Quick adjustment.
And even with an afternoon nap, she was so crabby yesterday.
My girls, this is our third Monday of the new school year. Is that right, from yesterday? And just adjusting. And the teachers have told us Fridays at the end of the first couple of weeks can be tough. Sure. Mondays can be tough too. Yeah. So yesterday, got off work. Julie was at home with my mom, who was still in town. She just left. I'll get to that in a second. And she had not had a nap. And I've reached this point now that Brooklyn has started school, because she gets out like just after 2 o'clock. Yeah. That used to be prime nap time window for the littlest one on the days that I had her, like 1 to 3, 1 to 3:30. And so I've had to juggle whenever I go get Brooklyn. I'm like, okay, we'll get in the car. Maybe she falls asleep then, or I do a stroller. Can we get a 30-minute nap somewhere? Yesterday, she said no nap. So we walk over, get Brooklyn from school, and I'm like, okay, we're home. And my mom's like, we're going to make some cookies. My last day with them. I was like, great, you can do that. And then she's like, then let's just stay home and take it easy. And I'm like, we can't do that, because it's 3 o'clock. We've got to be busy till 8 o'clock. It's not going to be all TV or anything. Yeah. And then I'm like, can we go to a playground? Because I'm like, Julie, are you going to fall asleep as soon as we get in the car? Because now we're like 3, 4 o'clock. We've passed the time. This is no nap day.
You can't do it.
And so we get in the car, and she immediately puts on her sunglasses and starts to put her head down. I'm like, no. So then I say, you can watch a music video, which we don't do phones in the car on short drives. So I'm like, just stay awake for 5 minutes. Yeah. We're going to the park. Made it to the park. We were playing, spent like an hour. It was beautiful out yesterday.
Oh, perfect.
Not a cloud anywhere. And then I'm like, okay, let's go home, get ready for dinner, get in the car. Julia, 2 seconds in. Yeah. I'm like, oh,
falls asleep.
I'm like, hey, are you pretending? And like, we play games. I'm like, here's another video. I let her, she stayed up. We went, and they were starting to check out, having a little show with dinner. It was one of those nights, but got to sleep pretty early by 8 or 8:30. And I was like, this is Dad. Random Monday, 2 Monday night football games, which it's a bit much. I've had enough football by the time you get to that. And I think most people, it's like, you know what, one more is background noise. I'm going to flip on the show. Yeah. But they had one at 7 and then one at 10 o'clock. So saw some of that. And then this morning, my mom flew out at 6. And she's one of these people, has to be there super early. Like, to be on time is to be like very
2 hours early. Yeah.
She's like, I fly out at 6. They start opening the gate. People can go on 5:20. What time should we leave? And I'm like, 4:30, 4:45. It's Rochester. I'll get you there at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, there might be a little line for security, but
And she's like, no, let's leave at 4:15. I'm like, fine. Okay, that's fine. Right. So I wake up at 4 o'clock. Yeah. Steph had made it home from Colorado middle of the night, so the girls were in the bed.
She's already there.
Packed. Right. And so I take my mom, and I'm driving through downtown. I'm like, man, this is so early, but not as early as us coming to work. I drive through. For some reason, I took 490 instead of going through 590, and I hit the overnight work zone area where they're doing a ton of work right by the bridge and crossing the river.
104 to 590.
Yeah, and so I get her to the airport, which the airport is always under construction. Everything they're doing out there, Brooks Ave is a mess. Yeah, and my mom was like, "Whoa!" And so we go through the roundabout, which love those.
Yeah, that's nice.
Dropped her off, and I'm like, "Man, it is 4:25."
Yeah, and you're just like,
I'm like, well, what now? Do I just go home and have coffee or go to sleep? Ended up, I went and hopped in bed. I was scrolling through emails and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I'll fall back asleep. Then I woke up at 7:05, and I'm like, we got to go. So it turned into a hectic morning.
Wow.
Get everyone there,
Fell
rushing
back
here.
asleep. That's nice.
Yeah. Whenever you drop or pick someone off up at the airport, you early, try to like time it just right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. The last time I think I had dropped my dad off at the airport, it was very early in the morning. I think I just pushed through. I just stayed up. It was like a Saturday morning at 6 a.m., you know, so I was getting up at 5 a.m. and like, well, this sucks, you know.
I know.
And like he's out of Seneca Falls, and he was flying, I think it was a ski trip that he was going on, and he flew out of Rochester. And it was more or less like, hey, take me to the airport. You know, there was no like, hey, you think you could possibly do this? It's like, take me to the airport. I'm like, okay, sure, what time? 6 a.m. on a Saturday. And I'm like, really?
Oh, man. The one day.
I know.
The one day.
The one day I get to sleep in, and what are you going to do?
I know. So I had that, and I made a mess leaving the house. So Steph was up, and she was like, you know what? I'll take the girls to school and to pre-K. You can go to work.
Yep.
And so they left. I immediately leave, and then I get a call from her or a text, and she's like, hey, have you already left? And I was like, yeah. She was like, well, the front door was open, unlocked. I'm like, oh no. So I had gone back in the front door to make sure the dog was inside.
Yeah.
Important to do that. And I left out the garage, and she's like, by the way, the cat was locked in the basement because I'd gone down to get some shirts or whatever clothes.
Wow.
I'm like, I was like, I swear, honey, this was the craziest morning since you've been gone. It was not like that every day. I didn't make Brooklyn's lunch last night before school. So have that. And by the way, that'll get us to the first story this morning. I want to talk about this, and it'll get to our What's Up Rock question, by the way. The headline at RochesterFirst.com is free meals drive food shortages in select schools around the state. So this is the Universal Free Meals Program. This is everyone. So whether it's breakfast, lunch, whatever it is, the kids can have it. So the vendor for this, for schools, whoever they work with, is trying to catch up. So they haven't been used to this. It's kind of like, what'd you expect? But maybe they weren't sure. Some numbers from Pittsford. On the first day of school, there were more than 700 breakfast meals served compared to none last year.
Wow.
And the lunch participation rate has doubled since the first day.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's growing.
Wow.
The district's food services team there in Pittsford says it remains committed to serving healthy, appealing meals to students each day and trying to catch up. So some of the things they've had to do is adjust menu items on short notice. So maybe your calendar that you don't have, they won't have the pizza. It may be cheese sticks, lasagna, whatever it may be.
Right.
Or a combination of a ton of fruits or vegetables. But
that's an interesting problem. I mean, I always brought my lunch every day, and it was always like a very healthy lunch. And in my brain, when I was going to like have kids, my plan was always to send them with a lunch, just because that's how I always did it when I was a kid, and I have the time, and I'm happy to make them a good sandwich, you know. And now it's like I would still rather have them eat some. It's like the same reason why you would make food at home rather than get it out. You know what's going in it.
Right.
I don't really know what's going in these kids' foods, but on the same level, it's free, it's easy, it's convenient. So it's like it's kind of a tricky trade-off.
Yeah, it's like, it's as healthy as it can be, and that is what they're striving to be. But it's also mass-produced, has to last a while for what they're going to have.
Right, it's preserved.
And for us, we have to, because our girls are just by default their own choice. They really don't do meat just yet, of hardly anything. Some chicken nuggets, we've gotten into that. But for Brooklyn, every day we're making a meal in case she wants that from home. And then she also samples whatever's at school if she tries that. There's some days where she's like, I had the school lunch, didn't touch mine. Other days it's half and half. Other days it's, I didn't do anything from school except have the chocolate milk.
Oh, interesting.
And the same
so
with
she can kind of pick
Julia.
and choose what she wants.
Yeah, and our idea was, hopefully this allows for some experimenting. She'll see other kids having it. And she has branched out a little bit, at least getting a lot into the vegetables. She's smuggling the carrots and chocolate milk home someday. She'll bring a bag. And then, because they eat lunch at like 10:15. So by the time she gets home, like she's just starving. So we have that other meal. But for the What's Up Rock question, So bring this up. You and Michaela did this on Sunrise Show.
Yeah.
Talked about what was the favorite food, and the options were the chicken nuggets or pizza.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We figured why not? That's the topic of conversation, I feel like, as of late. And the Mexican pizza definitely made
Big
a
hit.
number
Big hit.
there. I remember we used to talk about like buying extra food.
Yeah.
We would always get more Mexican pizzas. But I just remember the pizza being kind of soggy back in the 90s, early 2000s, just wasn't that good. So we would always go chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
You know, chicken nuggets or the chicken patty was a very popular menu item, especially the spicy chicken patty. We would just crush those. I remember back in high school.
I remember one day we would have like chicken patty, like just on the plate. It was that, and then the next day it's like, hey, you're having chicken burger, and it would be that chicken patty on two buns. Mexican pizza was a huge hit, and I remember our family, we weren't rich. We had discount meals, so our lunches were 40 cents each.
Yeah. Brought in a couple of dimes.
I would bring in some extra money, get some extra, and load up. And I was like, man, just eat like kings. We also had steak fingers, which, whatever meat that was,
That's
it's probably
the thing, you know.
it was probably hamburger meat, just breaded, but with certain sauce.
Sure. And that's the thing. It's like, do I want to give my kids steak fingers or like a ham and cheese sandwich that I make with lettuce and tomato and onion?
Yesterday at Brooklyn School, it was cheese sticks. Was like the main
cheese stick.
When you look at the menu on the calendar, like the top one, it may say pancakes one day, it may say chicken nuggets the next.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was cheese sticks, marinara sauce, apple juice, milk, veggies, fruit.
So it's like mozzarella.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just cheese sticks.
Oh, you're vegetarian.
I know, that's true. That's true. She didn't touch them. Some days she'll come home and she's like, hey, I had, it's cereal. And I'm like, okay, she can eat a ton of cereal. She loves it, but I'm like, we need a little more. And she's like, yeah,
substance.
It's the ones with the little rainbows and the charms. I'm like, you're eating Lucky Charms.
Oh, man.
Most days at school having it.
Yeah, my kids, it's amazing to see how their appetite just fluctuates up and down. Like they woke up from nap yesterday, had some small crackers and a little bit of apple at a snack at like 3 o'clock. And then we had rice and chicken for dinner, and they just didn't touch it at all. And then we went swimming and then went to bed. And so they had like nothing in the afternoon. And I'm like, I'm not going to force them to eat.
Right.
If they're not hungry, they're not hungry.
And sometimes they won't wake up hungry and they'll be fine. Other days, like Julie yesterday had 3.5 apples, I think, just cut up just throughout the day. It's what she wanted.
Just
Brooklyn crushed 2 bananas when she got home after 3 pieces of pizza that I made.
Right. It's just so bizarre.
Blame the dad. She had cheese sticks at school, and then I had
more cheese
pizza. I shoved a couple slices in her lunchbox this morning because it was a rush. Listen, whatever, as long as they can eat.
Yep.
We killed some time there because it's hard to talk about anything in the weather. I usually come in here, see what graphic you have pulled up, and we've reached this point. Here we are. Let's bring up the calendar.
There we go. How about this one? Looking at the first day of fall in 6 days, Halloween 45 days, month and a half there. Thanksgiving, you got about 3 months. 72 days, and then the big one, Christmas. This is really why I did this graphic.
Because it was 100
days. 100 days till Christmas there on December 25th. So that's a fun number, a big number that you start thinking about. So start the timeline, the countdown.
I know. That's quick.
December 25th, 100 days.
And then add a few days onto that, and it's 2026. Halloween decorations in your neighborhood? People got them up?
My neighbor. Actually, they put up. They have like a big the classic spider web that comes down from the gutter. So they put that up, and we haven't even gotten stuff out of the basement yet. We'll do it here eventually.
Yeah, me either. But I think everyone in my neighborhood, it was like Sunday was their cutoff.
Really?
They were like, let's put it up, and now it's like every other house has something, and they kind of go all out a bit. We'll be back here in just a moment with more on the pod this Tuesday morning. Back here with you on this Tuesday morning for a second cup of sunrise. I was talking to you about something during the break. This came up last night during Monday Night Football. Involves Tom Brady. And I just want to pull up this story that is on ESPN right now. So here it is, and I'll take you through it. So Tom Brady shown in Raiders booth wearing a headset during Monday Night Football, and there he is.
Spotted.
Right there. So he is a minority team owner of the Raiders, and of course they were playing last night when they lost to the Chargers. He was shown on the telecast wearing the headset. They say he's been a helpful resource for the team since he was approved as a minority owner last year. Now, the issue this has is just like a conflict of interest and what the image problem is for him and for the NFL. Because Brady works for Fox. We know he does the big games for them on Sunday. For this season, the NFL did relax some of the restrictions for him in that role, including allowing him to be part of the productions meetings they have on a Saturday, which is where they meet with coaches, the main quarterbacks.
Right.
If they were doing a Bills game, they would meet with McDermott and Josh Allen, some of the others the day before. And they don't spill everything, but maybe they'll give them a couple of nuggets they could use during the game if they saw anything. He has to take part in those meetings remotely, so he zooms in, and he can't go to practices that Friday or that Saturday at the team facilities.
Yeah.
But man, that is it's interesting because he is like a small minority team owner.
Right.
But say the Raiders, whenever they have to play Washington, who he already did one of their games this season, and then he's up there.
Yeah.
It was seeing him with the headset. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird.
Yeah. So this is going to hurt his. I mean, even if they just let this continue on, it will hurt his ability to call the games.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to reference those little nuggets that he gets. And, you take like Al Michaels, for example. He's got such a wealth of knowledge because he's so close with the coaches and with the players and the relationships that he builds with those with the week upcoming to Sunday Night Football that he does. And like Chris Collinsworth, for example, he has those insider information, like he'll talk to Josh Allen before they played the game. And so now Tom Brady goes to these meetings and he might ask a question to these coaches or to these players, and they might not give him a straight answer.
Yeah.
And so that's going to hurt the product. And so it's ultimately, I think, a bad relationship. And I don't like it.
I don't either. And so last season he couldn't do anything. So basically he's coming to the games cold, just whatever he saw in film. And it was his first year, and he wasn't great his first year as an analyst. He's improved. But some of these other guys, I know you may think that the broadcast team, Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, they just show up Saturday night, stay at the hotel, go call the game. But sometimes they're there Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
And they may see something at practice and they're not supposed to talk about it. But then when it happens in the game, there's that 15 seconds of sound that you hear that makes the broadcast more enjoyable. Something they had noticed.
And Tom Brady likes to talk about himself, which is something that I realized. And I think it's like the guy should. He's won 6 Super Bowls. And I think like it's great for him to sprinkle in that local expertise. But if it's like every time he's like, I remember the example I'll give is like how he was, jeering at how he struggles against New York Giants quarterbacks, because he lost Eli Manning twice in the Super Bowls. And like, okay, I get it. But like at the same time, like, let's focus on the players that are playing right now. Like, yes, you have the expertise. I know that. I know who you are. But do you need to every single time say, well, it's like someone saying back in my day. Like, how annoying is it when people say that? And he does it through the whole broadcast.
And maybe it's his little crutch. Like, we all have little things we do on air that maybe we've noticed throughout our careers, and maybe that's part of it. But yeah, he's got that big deal with Fox. This was like a decade, $300 million, whatever it was.
Yeah, not even like a 3-year deal, a 10-year deal.
He is Tom Brady, so maybe he gets some leeway on that. But yeah, that was an interesting sight to see last night. There was a pop-up concert over the weekend for Ed Sheeran. So he's won a Grammy 4 times, and now he's getting back to pop. He's got his 8th studio album called Play that came out, and he surprised fans in New York City with his concert. He just showed up there next to a bridge.
How about that?
Little makeshift stage. Everyone was there, and he just let it rip and played. He streamed it. It was an hour long, that concert, on TikTok. More than 1 million people saw it.
Oh, man.
To stream.
Good for him.
He does say with his new album, he's going to be going on a U.S. stadium tour as well.
Trying to get on that stadium money.
That's it, because you're not doing it with record sales or anything.
No.
It's touring. That's why we see all these older bands go out and tour.
Spotify doesn't pay you money.
Right. The Rolling Stones, people like that, why they still go out and tour. Some of the older bands that we grew up with. I just saw Goo Goo Dolls, big one in Western New York, like still going. Like that's a way to bring in revenue.
I wonder how much money the Rolling Stones gets if you go to play like Wild Horses. You know, like if I just like looked up Wild Horses on my Spotify account that I pay $15 a month for, like, what do they get? Like 1/100th of a penny?
I was about to say a fraction of a.
It's got to be so. I'm sure they probably get something.
Yeah,
but it's probably so small.
I always laugh at that, whether it's someone who's in music or an old TV show. They're like, yeah, I still get this check that shows up every couple of weeks where someone watched something and it's like $1.17 for, you know, our movie showed 5 times on TBS over the last week or something like that.
Right, for the rights.
That's cool. This is going to be in our stroller wheelhouse. So this is a collab for a new baby strollers from Aston Martin.
Yeah.
And the luxury high-end baby product company called Egg. Check out those rims. So this is the Aston Martin stroller. Now, it ain't cheap. The cost, a little more than $3,000. And it's first, of course, going to be sold to customers in the UK.
Look at that.
Man.
Shiny.
It is for now. And that's what I would say, because strollers turn out to be gross.
Right.
In those seats.
Yeah, the snacks and dirt.
I will take our stroller out and just flip it over every time before we use it. Make sure there's no spiders or anything. Trying to get all the crumbs and get it all out. How many strollers you still have?
I would have to count, but I think like five or six probably.
We have a small pop-up, a dual, which was a hand-me-down on Facebook, which was awesome. Yeah. And we have a jogger that's pretty good. I remember the first time going to look for strollers. It was when Babies R Us was still open in Henrietta. Yeah. And walk around and I'm like, man, of course they're all $300-500 to find the good ones. And you test them and you're like, you feel like you're going to look for a new car because it's like, how's this one off-road? What's the mileage on this? Right. You ask everyone about it. That's so
you still using the strollers?
Yeah, for walking around the neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't really use a stroller anymore. Like I'm thinking back, like we went to the Explore Victor thing over the weekend. You know, Victor just had all the construction vehicles up and things like that. And my wife and I are like, do we do the stroller? And we didn't. We decided not to. We just went kind of with the hip pack. Yeah. That we put the 2-year-old on, and so that way she can get off and on. And when you have large crowds of people, the stroller is just kind of in the way. It's more nice because you can put the junk in the bottom. Look at the bottom part. That's the nice part to put your stuff.
We'll still take it to, say, the zoo, because I know the girls will get tired and load them up on that, and they still fit pretty well. Their feet aren't dragging the ground. We took it to the Garlic Festival in Webster. Nice. That was the dual one, so going through the hallways and the gym, just because they'll be fine. And whenever I'm walking them to and from school, load them up. I've been carrying a bike on certain days that Brooklyn wants to ride home. Okay. So I just look like a weirdo just carrying a little...
a little rider.
Like a little Cinderella bike. That's funny. Through the neighborhood. But still use it.
Yeah, no, we don't really use ours that much anymore. I make Mason walk because the guy, all he does is run all day. And then CJ, I'll either put on my hips or over the shoulders.
Over the shoulders. Yeah.
You know, so maybe it's just because I'm so excited to get rid of those darn strollers. Like, they take them out of the garage.
In that garage.
It makes me sick of them.
Because some of them, one you probably haven't used in a year. And it's just
they're just accumulating.
Yeah. And finally here, something spicy. By the way, the new Popeyes, they've got giant signs up in Webster over there on Hard Road where they've opened. Looks like now open, and it looks modern. Really? It looks like a new Starbucks or Dunkin'. They flip but it's teal and gray. It doesn't look like the old style one.
Cracker Barrel?
They have a much better PR team than Cracker Barrel right now. Which, by the way, every day I'm seeing a post from Cracker Barrel of what they're doing. Now it's like, we told you we would do this. We're a family of legacy. The business. I'm like, just stop.
They're confused.
It didn't work. Just stop talking.
They
at
don't
some
know what
point.
to do. Yeah.
It's just like a friend, like who's telling a story or something's bothering a lot of people in a room, and there's no spatial awareness. At some point, just stop talking. If it's not working, it's bad. Just go away for a little while.
It's like you keep asking everyone's opinion, and you're getting the same answer, but you keep asking.
I'm like, we've moved on, and then they keep bringing it back up.
Yeah,
and it's
like
rough.
they missed the negative publicity.
Yes. Anyway, what Popeyes has done is teamed up with the YouTube show Hot Ones.
Yep.
So they're adding some iconic sauces to add more spice. There's the mild sizzling sriracha dippers, the hot Darren Dab Ghost Wings, or you can kick it up to the last dab. That's the hottest sauce in the Hot Ones universe.
Oof, yikes.
Can you do a lot of spice?
I do medium spice.
Medium spice.
Yeah, I do medium spice. I probably do less because I got kids around, so I don't want them to like get into the hot stuff. But no, I like heat.
I like it.
And on the right dish, for sure. You can crank up the heat on me.
I like it the day of, night of. Then the next 2 days, I'm like, oh my gosh, where's the...
Start feeling it.
Yeah, I need what am I trying to think? The chalky pills that you eat.
Alka-Seltzer?
Yeah,
like
anything
that.
like that.
Yeah, Tums.
Tums, that's what it is. Make myself feel a little better.
Right.
That does it for us here. We're going to be back on the pod tomorrow morning.
Yes.
At 9 o'clock.
I got a dentist appointment right after, so we can cover that.
Talk about that. You going to be flossing all day? Is that what it is?
3 times today.
Catch up to it. We'll see you then.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.